Hey, a real quick note before we get started with this first game. I have decided to make a couple of the videos directly from the course material available for free. This is one of those videos. So very briefly, and I know, bear with me course members, we'll be done with this in just like 10 seconds. If you're watching this for free, you'll notice that a lot of the work we do is obviously practice of principles that we've talked about before. Those principles are what we get in the paid course. That practice puts those theoretical principles into action. So with that note, let's get to it. First game asking us to put things into groups, either the lucky chosen three, including their leader, whom I've circled, or the sad sacks who didn't get chosen. We've got rules that are pretty typical for a grouping type game, for which we've used our binary grouping template. If Q is going to be chosen, then she has to be the leader. Same thing with R. They will accept nothing less than the absolute best. If S is chosen, T has to come also, deeply in love, and just won't do it if T isn't there. And finally, if W is there, you get neither R nor V. And we know about placeholders, and we get one for W and R and V, and you can see that I've included it. All right, nothing unusual about the rules. I'm ready to answer questions. We get a global accounting question, and going through, first rule, if you've got Q and R, they have to be the leader. But in answer choice B, Q is not the leader. Get rid of that shit. Rule 2, if S is there, T has to be there also. But in answer choice D, S is there without T, and we know that's not going to fly. Get rid of that. Third, if you've got W, you have to have no R, no V. This deep enmity will not let them work together. And in answer choice A and in E, you have W, but then you also have R and T. Oh, and V. It's like, what the hell? I don't see any W and I think I misspoke when I was characterizing the rule. W means no R, no V. All right, in answer choice A, you got W and R, and then in E, you've got W and V. That's not right. Get rid of it. That leaves us with answer choice C, which, as you can see, I've already put into my diagram. All right, next directive question. Question number 2 gives us direction. If Taylor's the project leader and Wells is a member. Wells is a member. Taylor's the project leader. Wells is a member. All right, Taylor's a project leader. That means neither Q nor R is present because they won't do it unless they get to be leader. A little bit pouty of them, perhaps. And if W is, then you get no V and no R. And we've already got no R, and we knew we had a space served for one of them, so that's V. And now we have whoever's left, looks like X and S. And S, I don't know about. X, I don't know about. One of them will be here. The other one will not be selected. And we were asked the third must be either, X or S. Done. Okay, question 3 looks weird. I will then skip it. I mean, if I have to think about what it's asking me, it's going to take me more time. I don't have to think about what 4 wants. If Taylor's not a project member. Well, let's see. What happens if Taylor's not a project member? Again, leaving that visual space for W or R or V. If W is not, we know that S is also not. Now, what? Well, you know I'm looking for a rule of 2 opportunity, right? I'm going to start with that WR placeholder. Because either W's in that space or else R is. Well, what next? If W is in that space, up top, we know that you can't have room for both Q and R to be out. One of them has to be selected, and that one that is selected, that's going to be your team leader. We just don't have room to kick them both out. And then the other one doesn't get to be selected at all. Which means that our remaining members, X and V, are chosen. Okay, in the second iteration, what if R is out? Well, we've got the WR placeholder and we've taken care of that. That still leaves the WV placeholder. If I put W in, V is out. If I put V in, W is out, and I don't get to put them both out. There's not enough room. So one of them is going to have to be in, which kicks the other one out. And this, doubling up on a multi-item placeholder is something that we haven't seen a whole lot, but hold on to this idea because you can see its utility here, right? Once you've established one half of it, it still leaves the other half. If W's in, no V. V is in, no W. Okay, that means all our spaces are filled, and that means V or W must also be in, but also Q has to be in, so we know she's the leader. No space to put her out. And then the other one of W and V. And again, that leaves X. And who has to be a project member? Well, not Q. Q could be out. Not R. R could be out. Not V. V could be out. Not W. W could be out. But yes, X. X must be in both times. All right, so now I guess I have to go back to question 3. Yeah, I will. Okay, this question is a little bit awkward. We're going to see the same sort of awkwardness in an upcoming question, I think, maybe on the next game. It's a little unusual, but it's not that big a deal. Remember our discussion of compatibility. All question 3 is saying is that Verma is not incompatible. Verma could be in there along with. That's all. Verma could be the project leader at the same time that one of these other things is true. All right. So Verma being project leader, let's see what that means. If Verma is the project leader, that means that Q is not and R is not, so they're not there at all. R occupying that space, Q occupying that space. If Verma is the project leader, W is not there at all. And now I don't have room to kick out both T and S. So I can't kick out T. He'd bring S. And that leaves only S and X. And one of them is there. The other one is not. Of these 5 things, one of them could be true. Neither Quinn nor Smith. Yes, that could be true. That's our answer. And you look at the other 4, none of them are possible. That leaves only question 5. The selection is completely determined which of the following is true. And look how we're going to use our prior work. Answer choice A, neither Quinn nor Smith is selected. Okay, here's an option where you have no Quinn, no Smith, and Verma is team leader. Here's an option where you have no Quinn, no Smith, and Tyrone, or whoever, is team leader. Quinn and Smith do not determine everything. Answer choice B, neither Quinn nor Taylor. Okay, here's one option. This is the only option I have where I had no Quinn and Taylor. And if I don't have Quinn and I don't have Taylor, I do know everything in this one option. Maybe that's determinate. I don't know for sure. C, neither Q nor X. Notice how I cleverly avoided trying to pronounce that name. Neither Q nor X. Here's Q and X out with Verma as team leader. Here's Q and X out with Timothy as team leader. Q and X do not determine. Neither R nor W. All right, here's R and W with Verma as the team leader. But I still don't know who this other member is. Is it S? Is it X? I don't know. R and W don't determine everything. Neither R nor V. Okay, here R and V could be out, and Q would be the team leader. Here R and V could be out, and T could be the team leader. R and V do not determine, which means that the answer must be B, neither Quinn nor Taylor is selected. And we don't have to do this. We know it's the right answer, but just check it out, what it looks like when it is determined. If you kick out both Q and T, T brings S. And now we know we have W or R there. But look, we only have one space left out. So we can't put W in because we don't have room to kick out both R and V. W can't be in, W is out, which means everybody else is in. But who's our team leader? Oh, I know. R, X, V, they're all in. R has to be the team leader. And that's what it's like when an answer is determinate. And that finishes off this first game.